Week 8 covers rhythm and beat. So we started by watching a couple of pieces of video covering the idea of rhythm and beat in music and the auditory difference between 2/4 and 4/4 time. I've put the links to those in the description below, should you want to watch them, but to summarize, beat is constant, say 4/4 time with 4 beats in every measure. Rhythm can vary within the beat, so a measure may have one long note that covers all 4 beats in every measure. It can have 4 shorter notes. It can have 8 very short notes. It can have one half note and 2 shorter ones. So within each beat of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 can be ba 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 ba, or ba 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 ba, or ba 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 ba. With 2/4 time, when you sing or play each measure, each measure has an emphasized first note, so there'll be twice as many emphasized notes in 2/4 time, a set of bars of 2/4 as 4/4, because there's only 2 beats per measure in 2/4. So the first one is emphasized, the next one is not, and 4 beats in the per measure. So the first one is emphasized, the next 3 are not. The session was about how music and poetry are related and how to make use of the insights this musical structure can give you when writing, but also when reading poetry or performing poetry. Learning how to hear it, not just with your mind's ear, but with your actual ears. Poets, page poets, those of you who write for the two-dimensional surface of paper or screen paper, and performance poets, sometimes also known as spoken word poets. They differ in emphasis. Many page poets write just for the space of the page, and sonics are only really considered for the mind's ear, what it sounds like when you think the poem. It's amazing to me how many poets write but never read out loud their own work as an aspect of their editing process. Spoken word poets often write for the sound out loud because they're going to perform it. And the person in the audience is going to have to catch the poem with their actual ear because they won't see it on the page, perhaps ever. We talked about that, but performance skills specifically for page poets, it's another session. But there's a lot at stake with whether or not you, in rhythm and beat, whether or not you write for your mind's ear or for your actual ears or someone else's ears. Rhythm in poetry comes in units just like a bar of music, and minims, crotchets, quavers, or half notes, quarter notes, and eighth notes, depending on where you are. You can get all of this in one of the links I put below, or many, many, many other places on the internet. But just briefly, a foot is a unit of stressed and unstressed syllables in a poem. So a word with 2 syllables is 1 foot. It can also be 3, but that's a little later. And iamb is in an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed one, or the iambic foot. If you put 5 of those feet in a poetic line, that's iambic pentameter, the most famous of all lines, poetic lines in English, because our language tends to fall into iambs, or normal daily speaking. The word forgot is an iambic foot. So an iambic foot is an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed one. Forgot, the stress follows on the second, forgot. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day is a line of iambic pentameter. There are 5 feet in the poem, which is what makes it pentameter, and they're all iambs, which is what makes it iambic pentameter. Another type is a trochee. That's the opposite of an iamb. That is a stressed syllable followed by an unstressed one. The word mountain is a trochaic foot. Mountain. Forgot, mountain. The stresses are in different parts of the word. This is a line from Philip Larkin, "On the day of the explosions." So that's a line of trochee feet. Oh, it's only 4 feet, so it's not pentameter. It's tetrameter, or 4, trochaic tetrameter. Okay, so I can feel your eyes glazing over. That's fine. I'm not going to suggest you memorize all of these words, but I'm going to suggest what you do is pull out a poem of yours that you really like and figure out where the stresses are in each line. Do you write naturally in iambs, or do you write naturally in trochees? Do you have another system? Because there are a few other types with 3 feet. Part of that will be the language you learned at birth. Our birth language tends to be the one that we think in. If it's English, it's more likely to be pentameter. Iambic feet being the usual pattern for daily speech in English, it's the one that English speakers gravitates towards. It feels pleasant. It feels natural. So it's not, the goal is not for you to memorize iamb, trochee, spondees, anapest, dactyls. Those last ones are 3-syllable feet. But for you to become conscious of how you write and how you emphasize words and what rhythm you use in a line so that you can alter the rhythm with intent. Keeping the rhythm or beat regular makes a kind of drone. It's boring over time, just like it would be and is in music. You may not want that. It may be conscious if for a specific purpose, but it won't be for the whole poem, likely. The consciousness of your uses of stresses can tell you where to break the rhythm to achieve the effect you want. That's the purpose of it. Now, I know this isn't easy, especially for people who don't have a musical background. It's more difficult. But learning how to pay attention to where you place stresses in your lines can only help you become a better poet. That's it. Session 9 next.